Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jeanelle. Slade. Jay is off tonight. Wednesday night's assault in downtown Billings turned into a homicide investigation today. The 31-year-old man who died overnight was found with a stab wound in his upper body in the Hardee's drive-thru. Police were called to the Hardee's fast food restaurant on North 27th Street around 8:45 last night. Lieutenant Brian Crivet says the man was transported to a hospital where he later died. Lieutenant Brandon Woolley says preliminary investigation indicates there was a physical altercation between the victim and two transient males ages 35 and 30. Now, the investigation is ongoing and police say no arrests have been made. Today, Arizona residents said their final goodbyes to a senator who served their state for many years. The service for Senator John McCain was full of songs, sadness, and celebration of a life that many say was well lived. Former Vice President Joe Biden delivered the eulogy, echoing something many politicians have said over the past few days: no aisle could divide their friendships. Both Montana senators were in attendance this morning and this afternoon reflected on Senator McCain's impact during their time in the Senate.
John McCain is a great American hero and is a fitting tribute today. Members from both sides of the aisle attending the service, as well as Republicans and Democrats giving tributes from up front. It was a very honoring day for Senator McCain and for his family.
John McCain worked across the aisle. He did what he thought was right for the country first. Not what was right for him, not what was right for his party, but what was right for the country. And that was pretty clearly expressed today at the funeral.
And Senator McCain's casket is now en route to Washington, D.C. Areas of Montana hit hard by spring flooding may now have some financial relief. Federal funding is now available to the areas impacted by high waters in April and May. Today, President Trump declared a major disaster here in Montana. He ordered federal assistance to supplement state, tribal, and local recovery efforts in Blaine, Hill, Liberty, Pend Oreille, Toole, and Valley counties. The funding will be available on a cost-sharing basis for emergency work, plus repairing and replacing facilities damaged by floods. Federal funding will also be available on a cost-sharing basis for hazard mitigation measures statewide. In other news tonight, groups against lifting federal protections for grizzlies in the Yellowstone region say the states are now creating new threats to the bear's existence with hunts that could start as soon as next weekend. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service removed the Yellowstone grizzly from the list of threatened species and turned management over to the states. Now, U.S. District Court Judge Dana Christensen in Missoula is being asked to overturn that decision. Critics say these hunts would reverse years of population recovery. However, attorneys for Montana FWP, Idaho, and Wyoming say the state-managed plans are the next step in managing the growing bear population.
It's something that Montana contemplates in both its Western Montana plan and its Southwest Montana plan. And we want to see the conditions to allow that to happen, and so we're managing with that in mind.
The government looked at this issue of grizzly bears getting into conflicts with people and getting killed as a result based on old data from a decade or more ago, when what we've seen since 2015 is 3 and 4 times historic mortality levels.
By mid-afternoon, the plaintiffs in this case, including the conservation groups and tribes, filed a motion asking Judge Christensen to a temporary restraining order, which would block Saturday's hunt in Wyoming. But some hunters have been waiting for decades for this hunt. CBS's Stan Bush was in Wyoming to talk to one outfitter and find out why he supports this occasion, almost 4 decades in the making.
Wyoming's backcountry is untamed.
Typical hunts are 7 total days.
It's where Taylor Ingham makes his living, saddling horses and packing mules to take hunters into the wild.
I became an outfitter because I wanted to share this place with people from all over the country.
Around this time, Ingham is usually focused on elk season. But this year, he's one of only a handful of outfitters that has been licensed to hunt for grizzly bears.
This is definitely a core grizzly habitat. A lot of bears live in this valley.
This land saw grizzlies thrive, then go nearly extinct, and now return to the point where Wyoming officials say grizzlies can be hunted again.
So we're going to set up our spot and scope, and we're going to start glassing some of these ridges and these open meadows.
A ridge below tree line is where Ingham says he'll make plans for hunting the bears.
We'll probably just be looking for, a bear that's traveling or, just moving across a hillside.
Ingham knows the grizzlies are out there. His game cameras have frequent close encounters with them. Ingham's game cameras saw up close bears we only saw traces of. Still, outfitters say they're taking a risk dedicating so much to the hunt.
Possible that they're out here for 10 days and they don't get one?
It is possible. The hunt depends so much on the weather and the time of year.
But the hunt coincides with elk season, attaching it to controversy. Hunters say a bear will likely find where an elk had been killed and gutted within a day. Baiting is outlawed, but sitting on a kill and waiting for a bear to come is legal.
One of the techniques that I think a bear hunter would use is to follow birds.
Opponents worry this hunt will be a slaughter. Ingham and supporters say it's a part of conservation, and he's not optimistic about his chances.
If there's no cost benefit to doing this, why do it?
I believe that we should hunt grizzly bears because they're part of the ecosystem. They have an effect on elk. Elk has an effect on them.
Hunters say while there may only be about 700 grizzlies in the region, they're concentrated in an area that's unhealthy for the rest of the ecosystem, putting livestock, wild game, even people at risk. But Wyoming appears to be alone in this stance. They've issued permits that could kill up to 22 bears. Idaho will only allow 1 grizzly to be killed, and Montana won't allow any at all.
The plan is solid, the population is solid, and I think that it's going to continue to be.
Wyoming hunters say hunting grizzly bears is their right, a statement about their way of life and something they've worked towards for 40 years, the last time there was a grizzly season here.
In other news tonight, the Montana medical marijuana tax looks like it is lucrative. In fact, the state collected about $1.8 million during the first year of that tax. The Montana Department of Revenue started a 4% tax on medical marijuana providers last year. The initial revenue shows the state's medical marijuana industry generated about $45 million in annual sales. Lawmakers approved the tax last year as part of a major reform to the Montana medical marijuana system. Revenue Department leaders say they were pleasantly surprised and fewer providers paid their taxes in cash than they had expected.
We were anticipating being a new tax. We were concerned to what, challenges you receive with the new tax, but we were really happy how well it went.
The revenue from the provider tax will pay for programs to regulate Montana's medical marijuana industry. As of July 1st, the tax is now reduced to 2%. The Labor Day holiday often ends up being the last hurrah for summer, and sometimes that means going a little overboard on the adult beverages. This year, AAA is again offering its Tipsy Tow service over the holiday to help people get home safely. Tipsy Tow provides a free ride home and a vehicle tow up to 10 miles, and you don't have to be a AAA member. After 10 miles, drivers will be charged a standard towing rate. The service will begin 6 p.m. Monday and will run through 6 a.m. on Tuesday. Coming up on tonight's 5:30 News, a large donation to the Alberta Bear Theatre is helping put the spotlight on its renovations. We'll show you. And later in sports, it's a blue and gold rush as the Montana State Bobcats take on the Bulldogs. Scott gives us a preview.
Winds were gusty as the cold front started to move through the region today, and some of those top winds, 47 miles an hour in Billings, 57 miles an hour in Livingston. A look ahead to the weekend coming up.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire and sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.